Every star in the universe is dying. Right now, as you watch this, hundreds of billions of stars across hundreds of billions of galaxies are in the process of ending. But the method depends entirely on how that star was born. A star 10 times the size of our sun does not die the way our sun will. A star 100 times its size does not die the way that one does. The universe has 9 distinct ways to kill a star. They range from the quiet, slow cooling over hundreds of billions of years, to the catastrophically violent, releasing more energy in a few seconds than the sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. In the next 11 minutes, we cover every single one. This is the most common death in the universe. Roughly 97% of all stars, every star between about 0.8 and 8 times the mass of our sun, will end exactly this way. That includes our own sun in approximately 5 billion years. Here is how it happens. A star like our sun spends most of its life fusing hydrogen into helium in its core. When the hydrogen runs out, the core contracts under gravity, while the outer layers expand outward. The star becomes a red giant, ballooning to hundreds of times its current size. If our sun becomes a typical red giant, it will swallow Mercury, then Venus, and possibly Earth. But the core is not massive enough to ignite further fusion reactions after helium burning ends. Instead, the outer layers are expelled, blown off in slow pulses over tens of thousands of years. What is left behind forms a glowing shell of ionized gas called a planetary nebula. The name is misleading. It has nothing to do with planets. William Herschel coined the term in the 1780s because the fuzzy circular shape reminded him of a planet through his telescope. At the center of that glowing shell sits what remains of the core, a white dwarf. It is roughly the size of Earth, but contains the mass of our sun. A teaspoon of white dwarf material weighs approximately 5 tons. It is not fusing anything. It is simply cooling, slowly, over hundreds of billions of years. The universe is not old enough for any white dwarf to have cooled completely. Every white dwarf that has ever formed is still out there, still radiating the heat of its formation. For stars between roughly 8 and 20 times the mass of our sun, the death is not quiet. These stars are massive enough to fuse progressively heavier elements: hydrogen, then helium, then carbon, neon, oxygen, and finally silicon. Silicon fusion produces iron. Iron is where fusion stops. You can fuse lighter elements and release energy. You cannot fuse iron and release energy. Iron fusion consumes energy rather than producing it. When an iron core builds up at the center of a massive star, it reaches a critical mass of about 1.4 times the mass of our sun. At that point, the core can no longer support itself against gravity. What happens next takes less than a second. The iron core collapses from the size of Earth to the size of a city, roughly 20 kilometers across. In under a second, the density becomes so extreme that electrons and protons are forced to merge into neutrons. The collapse suddenly stops, bouncing back outward as a shockwave. That shockwave travels through the star's outer layers and expels them at 10% of the speed of light. From Earth, we see a supernova, a brief point of light that can outshine an entire galaxy of 200 billion stars. Picture a star 15 times the mass of our sun, its entire outer envelope, billions of times the volume of Earth, expelled in a single catastrophic event lasting hours. When a core collapse supernova leaves behind a remnant between 1.4 and about 3 solar masses, what remains is a neutron star. It is not fusing anything, but it is one of the most extreme objects the universe produces. A neutron star packs 1.4 solar masses, more mass than our entire sun, into a sphere roughly 20 kilometers across. The density is so extreme that neutrons themselves are packed together, touching. A single cubic centimeter of neutron star material has a mass of roughly 400 million tons. A standard concrete block made of neutron star material would weigh more than the entire human population of Earth, several thousand times over. Many neutron stars are pulsars, rotating up to 716 times per second, emitting beams of radio waves that sweep across the sky like a cosmic lighthouse, the most precisely timed objects in the universe, more accurate than atomic clock. But those 3 are just the beginning. The next ones get significantly stranger. For stars above roughly 20 to 25 times the mass of our sun, the core collapse supernova leaves behind a remnant too massive for neutron star structure to support. When the remnant exceeds roughly 3 solar masses, gravity wins completely. The collapsed core continues to compress past neutron star density. There is no known force in physics capable of stopping it. What forms is a stellar black hole, a region of space-time where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape once it crosses the event horizon. The event horizon is not a physical surface, it is a boundary. Cross it and you are inside inside the black hole. From that point, all possible futures point toward the singularity at the center. There is no trajectory that leads back out. The escape velocity exceeds the speed of light, and nothing in the universe travels faster than light. Stellar black holes typically range from 5 to around 100 solar masses. The nearest confirmed stellar black hole to Earth is Cygnus X1, about 7,200 light-years away. Its mass is approximately 21 solar masses. It is pulling material from a companion star, generating X-rays visible across the galaxy. Not all supernovae come from massive stars. Some come from the most orderly and predictable explosion in the universe, a white dwarf in a binary star system. Recall Way 1. A white dwarf is the cooling remnant of a low-mass star. If that white dwarf has a companion star close enough, it can pull material off the companion through gravity, a process called accretion. The white dwarf gains mass slowly. When its mass reaches exactly 1.4 solar masses, the Chandrasekhar limit, the white dwarf can no longer support itself. Unlike a core collapse supernova, there is no bounce. The entire white dwarf detonates in a thermonuclear explosion that releases more energy in a few seconds than our sun will emit over its entire 10 billion year lifetime. And crucially, there is no remnant. The white dwarf is completely obliterated. Nothing is left behind. Because every Typeia supernova explodes at the same mass threshold, they all produce roughly the same peak brightness. Astronomers use them as standard candles to measure distances across the universe. The discovery of dark energy in 1998, the finding that the universe is accelerating in its expansion, came from measuring Typeia supernovae in distant galaxies. They were dimmer than expected, meaning farther than expected. The universe was not just expanding, it was speeding up. Under certain supernova conditions, particularly when the progenitor star rotates rapidly during collapse, the resulting neutron star forms with an extraordinarily powerful magnetic field, a magnetar. Ordinary neutron stars have magnetic fields roughly 1 trillion times stronger than Earth's. A magnetar's magnetic field is roughly 1,000 trillion times stronger than Earth's, approximately 10 to the power of 15 Gauss. That is the strongest magnetic field of any known object in the universe. If a magnetar existed at half the distance between Earth and the Moon, 192,000 kilometers away, its magnetic field would be strong enough to disrupt the iron in your hemoglobin. At closer range, the magnetic field would pull the electrons from your atoms before you saw the light. Magnetars are short-lived by cosmic standards. The energy stored in the magnetic field is so vast that it dissipates within roughly 10,000 years, after which the magnetar becomes an ordinary pulsar. There are fewer than 30 confirmed magnetars in the Milky Way. Some massive stars spinning rapidly now of core collapse do not produce an ordinary supernova. They produce hypernova. The energy released fires 2 focused jets of radiation directly outward from the poles of the collapsing star. At nearly the speed of light, those jets are long gamma-ray bursts, the most energetic explosions in the universe since the Big Bang. A long gamma-ray burst lasting 20 seconds releases more energy than the sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifetime. More energy, 20 seconds, than 10 billion years of solar output. If a long gamma-ray burst were directed at Earth from within roughly 8,000 light years, it would strip away significant portions of the ozone layer. Some researchers have proposed that the Ordovician mass extinction 450 million years ago, which wiped out roughly 85% of marine species, may have been triggered by a gamma-ray burst in the Milky Way. The hypothesis is not confirmed, but physics is sound. The star WR104, roughly 8,000 light years away, is a rapidly rotating Wolf-Rayet star that some astronomers consider a candidate. Its rotational axis may or may not be aligned with Earth. It is not an imminent threat, but it is an object worth knowing about. For stars between roughly 130 and 250 times the mass of our sun, the death is unlike anything else on this list. No remnant, no neutron star, no black hole. The entire star is destroyed. These stars are so massive and so hot in their cores that the gamma rays produced during oxygen burning are energetic enough to spontaneously create electron-positron pairs, a particle and its antiparticle formed directly from light. This process absorbs energy from the radiation field, reducing the outward pressure holding the star up. With reduced pressure, the core contracts. The contraction heats it further. The added heat produces more pairs. The instability feeds itself. In less than a second, the core temperature and density cross the threshold for runaway thermonuclear detonation, and the entire star detonates at once. The explosion is 5 to 10 times more energetic than an ordinary core collapse supernova. It leaves no remnant because the detonation energy exceeds the binding energy of the entire stellar mass. The star does not just explode, it erases itself. Every atom that was part of that star is flung into the interstellar medium at a fraction of the speed of light. The first confirmed pair instability supernova, SN 2006 GY, was detected in the galaxy NGC 1260, about 238 38 million light years away. It was the brightest supernova ever observed at time. And the last way on this list is something most people have never heard of. It has no explosion at all. For the most massive stars, those estimated above roughly 260 solar masses, theorists predict that the core collapse does not produce a shockwave. The infalling material is so massive and falls so rapidly that the shockwave, which would normally produce a supernova, is swallowed back into the collapsing core before it can escape. The star does not explode. It does not shed its outer layer. From the outside, it simply disappears. The visible star, with all its light and heat and radiation, vanishes. In its place, a black hole carrying the mass of the original star. There is tentative observational evidence for this. In 2009, a massive star in the galaxy, NGC 6946, designated N6946BH1, simply stopped being visible over a period of years. A faint infrared source remains at the location, consistent with material falling into a newly formed black hole. It did not explode. It did not leave a supernova remnant. It vanished. The universe may be full of dead stars that made no announcement when they died. 9 ways. From the quiet, glowing planetary nebulae that most stars leave behind, to the complete self-erasure of the most massive objects in the galaxy. The universe applies the same basic rule at every scale. Gravity always wins eventually. The only question is how long it takes, and how violent the ending is. The star that produces no explosion leaves a white dwarf. The star that produces the most violent explosion leaves nothing at all. Next week, we cover every type of neutron star in the universe. Subscribe now so you do not miss it.